Hi, well, thank you for joining me on exercise 2B. We're looking at question 10, which is a charity group launches a new appeal to raise $15,000 for a particular project. A computer analysis of previous appeals indicates that this appeal, $R, the amount by which the fund raises falls below the target of $15,000. So $R is the amount the raised funds falls below the target. Okay, so it changes every week because they've got this formula that says it follows the rule where W is the week, R equals 15,000 minus 5,000 W, square root of W plus or minus 800 over W plus 1. According to this model, how many weeks after the launch could the organisers expect the target to be reached? Well, they're trying to get $15,000 each week, but each week R causes it to drop below the 15,000. Now there's a graph here. It's really hard to see, but it crosses this function crosses the x-axis just before the 9-week mark. So just before the 9-week mark, by the 9th week, we are reaching our target because it's R has reached $0. Therefore, our target, our weekly target, will be reached at the 9th week. Everything before it, it's not making the target. So, part A, we've answered how many weeks after the launch could the organisers expect the target to be reached, and we've got the target will be reached after the 9th week, and we know that because we've got a sketch of the graph here, and it's crossing at just before the 9. So our $0 means our shortfall is $0. Now we're after part B, and it says get an expression for the rate of change with respect to W. So we want dr dW. So I'm going to get this ready. I'm going to leave that as 15,000. I'm going to change square root of W into W to the power of a half. And I'm going to change this into W plus 1. Didn't leave myself much space to do that. So let's try and just rewrite that again. I'll just put it above here. Where R is 15,000 minus 5,000, W to the power of a half, minus 800, W plus 1 to the negative 1. So we bring that power of 1 up to the top to be negative 1. Now we can get dr dW equals, that's 0, and 5,000 times a half is 2,500, and half minus 1 is negative a half, and negative 1 times negative 800 is plus 800, and the W plus 1 to the negative 2 times by 1 because it's just 1 W, so that won't change much. So we've got negative 2,500 over square root of W, and we've got 800 over W plus 1 squared. And there is our expression. If you want, you can write it the other order, but that's fine. And we're after what is the rate of change when at 1 week, 3 weeks, and 8 weeks to the nearest 100. So to the nearest 100, I like highlighting on a test whenever you see to the nearest 100, and I like putting a little box and we'll tick it later when we answer it to the nearest 100. 1, 3, and 8. So let's do 1. So dr dw equals negative 2500, square root of 1. 800 over 1 plus 1 is 2 squared. So it's negative 2500 plus 800 divided by 4 is 200. So we've got our rate of change is negative $230 per week shortfall. We're shortfalling by $2,300 in week 1. So we're only making like 12,700. Week 3, what's our shortfall? Substitute that into dr/dw. So negative 2,500 square root of 3 plus 800 over 3 plus 1 squared. So that's 4 squared is 16. 80 divided by 16, that's about 50. And I'm going to get my calculator here. I'm offline, but 2,500 divided by 3 square root equals, that's about negative 1443.37. And let's add 50. And we've got negative $1,393 to the nearest 100, so it's negative $1,400 per week. Negative $1,400. So let me just make that clear because it looks a bit difficult to read. Negative $1,400 per week. And week 8 dr/dw is negative 25 over the square root of 8 plus 800 over 8 plus 1 squared. So it's 800 over 9 squared is 81, and I'll just leave that as root 8. Get my calculator again, offline. You're going to have to do this yourself if you don't trust me. Plug it in 2,500 divided by the square root of 8. We've got negative 883.883 plus 800 divided by 81 is 98765,432, and let's put that together and see what we get. About negative $874. We want to the nearest 100, so it's negative 900, and I'll just put the negative $900 per week, and that's to the nearest $100. That's approximately to the nearest $100, and that was exact. I don't need to change that. That was 2,300. I'll leave the exactly equal there. And for every approximate, I like to put your accuracy level, and we can go back to the top. And remember, I put that box on a test. You can tick that once you've done everything to the nearest 100. So I hope this has helped. Until next time, stay happy.